All right, so this hip mobility progression, there's 3 different levels that we're going to talk about, and then an active way for you to learn how to control all of that mobility. So we're going to start on the floor with this one with just a basic windshield wiper. So the goal of this is to just try to move your knees all the way to one side and then all the way to the other to really work on the rotational mobility of the hip. If this feels too easy for you, then we're gonna get into a regular, what we call a 90-90 position, where he's gonna bring his hands off the floor, and you can see his shins are, let's get your shin, yeah. He's almost making like a 90-degree angle with his shins here. It's, you might hear it called a shin box, but he's gonna lean forward and stretch that hip and then sit up. You can move in and out of that, and then the next progression would be this, actively moving in and out of that position without using your hands, trying to coordinate the core and the hips together to make that movement possible. Beautiful. And the last thing that we're going to work on is more of an active way to create strength in that rotational range. So go and stand up for me. We're going to do a hip airplane exercise. So it's almost like a single leg RDL. He's just going to use the rack for balance if he needs it. So knee is slightly unlocked here. He's going to open up his hips until he feels a slight stretch on the inside of his groin. Close it down all the way until we feel a stretch on the outside of the hip. Perfect. And open up again. And so now we're working that internal and external rotation of the hip in a position with his foot on the ground. It's a little bit more functional and relates to a lot more things that you do throughout the day and in your sport. Beautiful. Cool.